Handwritten note. I've eaten the purple berries which were in the refrigerator and which you were probably saving for breakfast. They were awful.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This collection of frozen food has not been restocked in some time. Many of these items are not available in the Grand Colonial and must have been brought in from outside. The fridge was transported here from one of the guest bedrooms upstairs.
Interesting. Alright. It's pretty cool that it tells you when there's some kind of evidence nearby. Work IDs of Helen's sidekicks. This pile of cartridges contains the IDs of Halcyon, Helen's sidekicks, who were killed, mortally wounded, quote-unquote mulched, melted, torn to ribbons, decapitated, or turned into mechanicals in the line of duty, or otherwise identified post-mortems. Typhon Tim, Olympus Opal, Cherry Cherry Sparks, The Wonder, Canid, Burbage's 1900 through 1999, Bolt Vonda Huge, Eridanus Eve, Inconsequential Groundbreaker Maintenance Worker number 13B9, Caleb Bison the Broker with 4 broken limbs, Halifax, the entire 26th season of the Tilebackers, in brackets IDs blackened beyond individual recognition, Stakeout Steve Dirk Tenderly. I reckon it was Burbage's 1900. Personally. So I reckon did all this. Looking for another bypass, shun. Engineer's final note, to whom it may or may not concern. I don't understand why I deserve to be terminated. I was your engineer, I fixed things, your time clock was malfunctioning, you were logging 1 hour for every 10 I put in. How is that fair? Question mark. And yeah, I admit it, I wanted that free tour of the distillery. I put in my 10,000 hours and I deserve to wet my throat with a little Spectrum Violet. I didn't know accepting that free tour meant I'd join the Rizzo's family. You know I can't read fine print even ever since that welding accident. I can't speak, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Catch a freighter back to the Groundbreaker? Question mark. Sublight won't pick me up, so I guess that means I'm going to talk to Mr. Ludovico hand in hand and beg him to employ me. Sorry, I take that back. I won't have my hat in my hand. I turned that in with the rest of my personals. It was a stupid hat anyway. Mots. think the real question is, where do we find this keycard? Janitor's private diary. Dear diary, my new living quarters are real swell, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting to sleep every night. Management kindly offered to bore me up in the hallway while they commandeer my room for Spectrum launch storage. Since then, I swear I've been seeing things. Now I'm sure it's due to lack of sleep on account of the darned leaky pipe above my bed, but last night I saw something like a giant worm slither past me. Now don't get me wrong, I'm entirely grateful over all the space I now have, but I have to find a way to get some rest before I go completely mad. There's that parasite spawnling. Alright, so the question is, requires room A2 keycard. We need to find out where that is. We've just finding out where this is going to be, guys. Okay. So apparently this is an actual mission. And it's meant to be here. Which I can't seem to find at the moment. Okay, so this is apparently a side mission, so we've already gone too far than we should have done. Okay.
Oh, you're the inspector. Welcome. Has anyone helped you with your luggage yet?
Well, we're going to come back to that, but at least we know. Ah, that's that area. Broken elevator notice. Notice the Grand Colonial Hotel Service elevator is out of order and will be for the foreseeable future. Please use the stairs to transport all equipment to and from the employee quarters until further notice. Additional lineaments will be dispensed for those whose back pain becomes too severe to continue providing the impeccable service our hotel is known for.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup. Approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
Stop!
Performing scan. Gaslight appears to have gone out some time ago. Chance of explosive combustion without gaslight, 0.01%. Searching slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees. Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame.
Terribly sorry, but I can't chat just now. Someone on the second VIP level just ordered 15 canid meat pies, and if I don't get to it now, it'll be my head. I understand your devotion to your job, really I do. And I hope you'll understand mine. Things might change if you had something very particular to talk to me about, but I'm afraid I'm just too busy to talk right now. I'd be delighted to chat with you later. I'm so behind. I'm sorry, I still can't talk idly right now. Come back if you have something very important you need to discuss. I'm so behind. I'm sorry, I still can't talk idly right now.
Yes, Inspector?
Oh, Inspector, I was hoping I could have a word with you. I wanted to thank you for cooperating with us. Helen's death was never your concern, but you agreed to help us all the same. It is appreciated. I can't speak for the rest of Eridanos, Inspector. I can only assure you that I appreciate your help. I'm accustomed to dragging rowdy guests into my office for paperwork and processing. I am not prepared to investigate the murder of a beloved actress. I couldn't investigate Helen's death even if I wanted to. My office is occupied with matters concerning Spectrum Brown. This directive is mandated and takes priority over Helen's death. I'm not at liberty to discuss the details, Inspector. Rizzo's prides itself on ironclad confidentiality agreements. You're a persuasive person, Inspector. Addressing me by my first name is an effective way to establish rapport. I'll tell you this much. This directive is part of my indenturement contract. I've been hired to oversee the safe launch of Spectrum Brown. That duty is my highest priority. Before you arrived on this case, I had identified two key suspects, Black Hole Bertie Holcomb and Spencer Woolrich. I've since eliminated Woolrich. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion. Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out. What's on your mind? This is a problem of jurisdiction, not competence. Helen was murdered in a hotel owned by Slug, whereas I represent Rizzo's. I'm also concerned I'd allow my personal feelings to cloud my judgment. I was a great admirer of Helen. Most people don't know that about me. But yes, Helen's roles have always embodied values that I respect. Courage, curiosity, strength, a sense of style. None of us get to choose the way in which we serve our colony, but Helen? She showed me how to find meaning in my occupation. Best of luck, Inspector.
All right. Let's see if I can slightly fix this. I just realised. Ow. Wait a second. It'll do for now, guys. Obviously, you know I've got a green screen on, so...
How do we know this isn't just for another one of...
Okay, so we have got another quest available.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it. That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please. Oh my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah yes, not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff.
Okay, these need upgrading.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector.
Yeah.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Good for you.
We're the future of Sublight. Just you wait and see.
I'm getting worried about our mascot. I haven't seen him for a spell.
Gotta stay limber for the big pennant match.
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you? Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know? I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off. No, We lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know. Oh, Brady was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Brady was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Brady steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them. Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty. What can I do for you? About half my life. You know I was named 3rd most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in 1st and 2nd, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers, but now I'm all convalesced, ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs. Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum. Zero. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club. Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Right, what were we hacking this room for? Is this really just a loot room? What do you reckon, guys? Well, nothing's coming up, so I'm guessing it's just a loot room for now.
We're the future of sublight. Just you wait and see.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
A lot of folk use their blood for seasoning on account of its sweetness. Don't try and use its innards, though. Only thing that can digest taro meat is a raptidon.
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
Welcome, Spencer Woolrich. Reminder, you have a fingernail engoldening appointment at 5:30 tonight. From S. Woolridge to management, subject new room urgently demanded. To management from Spencer Woolrich, subject new room urgently demanded. There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in with moderate comfort, before being led to his actual quarters. It's been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to place Spencer Woolrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Aether Wave, sets colony wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed, on his shoulder, or his shoulder upon his desk. From management to S. Woolrich, subject RE new room urgently demanded. Mr. Woolrich, while the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Brown unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any other requests, we'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Ms. Bellamy's. The Grand Colonial management. From management to all guests, subject guest safety. We're sure you've no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom earlier today. While we know that many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that nothing quite says quote-unquote safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial, on every floor, in brackets except employee floors, 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. Management. Danger Close by Spencer Woolrich, Act 7, Scene 15, in brackets open at the Pilot House Night, in brackets Johan's Danger, played as always by the dashing Spencer Woolrich, stands hands clasped on the roof of the pilot house. He's deeply absorbed in thought, his furrowed brow and downturned lips making his refined face look all the more handsome. In brackets, there is a knock on the door. A knock on the door. A knock on the door. Enter Lionel, Danger's faithful manservant. Lionel, sir, what's the matter? Question mark. Everyone's looking for you. They want to celebrate how you single-handedly saved Eridanus from Boss Smasher and the dissident junk ship. Danger, Lionel, thank you for coming to get me. I'd love to rejoin the others. Truly, I would. Lionel, but? Question mark. Danger, but when I fired my home-built anti-craft cannon, destroying the junk ship with a single shot, a flaming piece of shrapnel landed in the middle of the Rizzo's distillery. Several workers were killed, but worst of all, the damage to the facility will take thousands of bits to repair. Lionel, sir, you are much too hard on yourself. Though the facility was damaged, you saved hundreds of lives by destroying the dissidents. If those people had been quote-unquote freed by the dissidents, that is, killed, the losses in future capital would have been much worse. You saved our corporations from that fate. Danger, perhaps you're right, my friend, perhaps you're right. Lionel, I am, sir. Now come along, let us have a drink of refreshing bottle of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown in celebration of your victory. Danger, I'd like that very much.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology. How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. Man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. This is curious indeed. Who are you? How did you get in here? You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
What?
Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Oh! Hello. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane, the absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich. on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels. You think? I mean, yes, of course. You have, obviously. Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end? How awful! Whoever did this must have been quite heartless. I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating. All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much. Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids. Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
I'll be back.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board-approved actors. Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable. Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded
to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted. Reverting to default behavior. Grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the Aether. Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse. Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. Bring that killer to justice, designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles. Randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world? Burbage 3000. This unit. This unit has not...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat-sized. The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen. Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in this footprint likely came from there. The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket. Unfortunately, most of the writing is beyond recovery. The words station, meeting point, and emergency are all that can be discerned.
Well, glad we narrowed that down.
Okay.
Aha! To the lobby.
We should try to solve it.
Looks like these gates are open now. Awesome.
Move along.
Here, I could use a new pair of glasses.
Come take a look.
Can't imagine where you misplaced your old pair.
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow. I used to watch Helen's serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end. Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end. Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and Queen of the Sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater. Yeah. We've come a long way. Yeah? I mean, what do you need?
You know, of all the places we've been, this is the closest I've felt to something that can work. This whole complex, I mean. They've got gainful employment, a wilderness reserve for fun, an enormous roof over people's heads. Maybe after the dust settles, they could shore up some holes and be an example to the rest of the colony. Here's hoping.
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Hey, you look like you need some stuff. Fancy watch? Spare cufflink? Single earring? You want it, I've got it. Me? Oh, sure. Terrific. Never better. And as soon as I pay off my docking fines, I'll be back on my feet and in my ship. So it turns out Slug has some pretty strict rules on vehicle docking, and I may have broken a few of them. Who'd think Slug would be so strict? You sure can. Buy some of my goods, and it'll count towards paying off my docking fines. And the delinquency fees that are accruing on top of them. Junk, my friend, these are people's prized possessions. Priceless personal effects, beloved souvenirs and knickknacks. Huh? Oh, well, some of the guests left this stuff behind. I would certainly not admit to that, even if it were true. Take a look for yourself. I knew you'd be back. Oh.
Okay, some decent loot. Glad we went down here. So, before we head that way, we want to go this way first. So we come back to that because it's all linked. Okay. Once again, this area is huge, so we've got quite a bit to do by the looks of things.
I heard about what happened to Helen. If Rizzo's ran that hotel, we would have kept her safe.
Welcome to the pilot house. Enjoy your non-mandatory visit. Meteorological control station, the pilot house entrance. Alright.
You're sure he's not in the museum?
Even if he is, no one will think you dress the same as him on purpose.
I was at breakfast first. If anything, he's dressed the same as me.
But we can part your hair on the other side, just in case.
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Exterior engine discovered. Engineer camp discovered. Okay, we've explored mainly the grounds around it, like the grassy areas. Right. Pilot house discovered. So that's a navigation deck. Meteorological control station.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life. Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death? Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler. Yes, Inspector. The Needler. Bespoke handgun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge. This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
You've gained armored tossball uniform.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Alright. So. So I'm guessing that's another quest where, well, we can't do that quest yet. See what's at the navigation dock. So it's a museum by the looks of things. Well, there's a museum area anyway. Pilot House Engineering, welcome T. Walcott. Subject RE Terror Ray Trap. Walt, has the captain even read my proposal yet? Question mark. I know she's not big on details, so try this next time you talk to her. If I don't stop those terror rays from nesting in the engines, there won't be a gyroscope for her to realign. In brackets, yes, I know that's a later problem. Don't mention that part. Thanks, Thelbert. Subject RE Terror Ray Trap. Thelbert, good news. The plans were approved and we're sending you the requested materials. You can find your cabling in the terraforming control room. We don't have any spare screwdrivers, but try some spork and forks. The dirtier the better. A little grease actually helps loosen the screws. Regards, Walt.
My last quarterly review said I had an attitude problem. Morale improvement program fixed me right up. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Do what you want, I guess.
Greeting protocols initiating. Greeting protocols cancelled. Phaeton cannot extend pre-programmed pleasantries at this time. Error. Phaeton requires an attitude adjustment. Affirmative.
If Phaeton's internal gyroscope's off-center, it's gonna spell trouble for the whole complex.
Affirmative. To achieve attitude adjustment, acquire the gyroscopic alignment key, or gap, and convey it to the gyroscope management terminal in engineering. Utilize the gap to interface with the gyroscope management terminal and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. This will achieve an attitude adjustment. Rizos thanks you in advance for your assistance. Please note that Rizos does not pay for uncontracted labor, but a member of HR will issue a favorable remark on your permanent record. Access to engineering levels granted.
Whoa, you scared the daylights out of me. Don't sneak up on a fella like that. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the inspector investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. You look like you might fit the bill. Hey, I got it right. You must be a real top-runger to be in charge of a case like this. Oh, wait. That's why you're talking to me. I'll help however I can. Oh, I hate to say it, but I never met Helen. Not even in passing. I've seen a couple serials, but otherwise, I don't know anything about her. But I do know a thing or two about traps. This here's my Terror Ray Grounder, and once it works, it'll zap those wing sprats out of the sky. Not yet. I'm missing a few parts before I can power it up. Actually, you seem capable, and I need some help getting those parts I'm missing. I can make it worth your while.
This fella sounds way too happy at the thought of killing terror rays. You think we should trust him?
I promise, it's perfectly humane. Their skin will be fried off their bones before they can feel a thing. I've got an incomplete list here, but I'm a tad on the scatterbrain side. You mind taking a look at my terminal to certify I ain't forgetting anything? Ha! I should have figured, what with you being the big inspector. Come on back once you've grabbed all the parts, and we'll see about dealing with these terror rays.
Must you read every law-forsaken sign in the building?
Some of us enjoy learning things.
Purpleberry trees. Can you imagine life without Purpleberry Bunch? Purpleberry Crunch, Purpleberry Fizzy Tea, Purpleberry Juice, Purpleberry Liqueur, Purpleberry Lunch, Purpleberry Munch, Purpleberry Punch, or Purpleberry Wine? Question mark. We sure can't. They could have come up with different names. Not very educated in that front. That's why the hard-working brand managers of Rizzo's developed the Purpleberry, an irresistible fruit with more sugar and less fibre than anything you'll find in nature. Why not book a tour for Purpleberry orchards and treat yourself to a Rizzo's Purpleberry product today? Question mark. You deserve it. Authentic Rizzo's armor with over 30 articulated joints and reinforced plotting in Purpleberry Pink and Nana Blue. Rizzo's guards enjoy the most fashionable armors in all of Halcyon. These brave troops show their corporate pride whether they're battling dissidents, guarding factories, or simply giving our workers a friendly pep talk. Raise a glass of lemon slap to show your support for the corporate soldiers who protect us all. Rizzo's Rangers. This tossed ball stick was used by none other than Bertie Blackall Holcomb during the historic match between Rizzo's Rangers and the Happy Dale Farmers, where Bertie's triple tackle of rival hacker Claude the Bull Payne set the record for most simultaneous rule violations. Champions like Bertie stayed energized with Rizzo's Purpleberry Munch. Be like Bertie, enjoy your favorite Rizzo's product today. Vending machine discovered. I'll take some things. That'll do. Gigantator, in brackets stunt double number 347. The legendary mount of Cascadia Bart, the Frontier hero immortalized by Spencer Woolrich in quote-unquote free-range Fixer. While the real Gigantor, should I say, retired after filming and went to the home of a wealthy Byzantine collector, the ambitious shooting schedule and thrilling stunts of quote-unquote free-range Fixer meant that many smaller-scale stunt doubles got to share the role of Gigantor. Number 347 displayed here performed in a scene where Gigantor and Cascadia Bart are buried in a rock slide. While a shot was ultimately cut from the film, her valiant sacrifice lives on here. Did you know? Question mark. Gigantor was named after Rizzo's Gigantor energy drink. enjoyed on screen by Cascadia Bart while he battled against the vile philosophists. Man, why can't I talk today? Prove your loyalty to Halcyon and try Gigantor today. Available at a Rizzo's vending machine near you. I don't know like we can read all these. Interesting. It's giant spaceships. Okay.
Stop, you're smudging the glass. That wasn't me.
So.
Is that retired for the record?
Coffee stain practically blends in with your lapel.
You're back! Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder? Excellent! I should finally be able to get this thing working. Here, take this. It's the least I can do for all your help against those leathery abominations. Oh wait, there's one more thing. You don't happen to have a pinwheel, do you? It'll help generate electricity as we move through the atmosphere. Plus, all Rizzo's products are supposed to have an element of whimsy. Great. I'll give you a nice bonus if you bring one back to me.
Okay, we'll be there in a second.
Did I hear something?
Look out!
I just wanted to make you smile! Oh, not gonna let... Don't let...
All right. View recent requisition requests. Request Spectrum Brown 20 units J Fields. Comments time to celebrate all our hard work this quarter fulfilled. Sodium vapor lamp 3 units L Vargas. Comments please, I've been trying to make repairs in the ductwork for a week, but I can't see a damn thing. I got lost for 16 hours last time I went in, and I'm starting to see things in the dark. Pending. Quartz vacuum tube 1 unit Anonymous. Comments. One of the tubes in the breaker room mysteriously shattered, need to replace. Fulfilled. Toss ball 5 units J Fields. Comments. The team needs to blow off some steam. A little rec time would do wonders for morale. Fulfilled. Knee guards 1 unit El Vargas. Comments. I'm crawling around in the guts of this place all day, and my knees are all but shattered. Pending.
Clever.
Nice.
You there. By the law, you seem to have your wits about you. I'm saved.
She looks like she's been stuck here for an age.
I mean, what are you doing here? You what? But I'm the captain. The gyroscopic realignment procedure is my job. Look, you don't understand. It's not safe out there. The only people I've seen down here tried to kill me. The automechs are shooting anything that moves. And then there's the canids. Eventually. I know. But look, there are right now problems and there are later problems. Crashing into a storm, succumbing to crushing atmospheric pressure, those are later problems. Please, I don't need help. I can leave whenever I want. I'm just not ready yet. What would a ship be without its captain? No, I can't risk it. I've got to stay put. I'll go when I'm ready. I'll leave when I'm good and... I'm just...
Hmm.
I'll leave when I'm good and... I'm just...
All right. Execute gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. You have lost gyroscopic alignment key. Axial realignment complete. Please interface with Phaeton to confirm attitude adjustment.
Greeting protocols suspended. Checking for gyroscopic alignment. Gyroscopic alignment confirmed. Rizos thanks you for your assistance. All systems are functional.
Fantastic. Let's find a pinwheel. gotta do next?
Okay, we'll spend 20 minutes.
You're back! Any luck finding what we need for the Terra Ray grounder? It sure is. I'll finally be able to give those winged monstrosities what for. Here's your pay for helping me put the finishing touches on this thing. Thanks again for your help, Inspector.
Alright. So, there's 2 missions done. Let's go over there first. Just because I want to see what is over there.
I could never work for Slug. They're not recognized by the board.
Not that I can see anything being here, but we're just checking anyway, guys. Rizzo's Beverage Park.
Ew. How do they keep the fountain's juice fresh? Actually, never mind.
Nice.
I don't want to know.
I definitely have something like this.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
Sealed. Interesting.
This is heavenly. Think they'll have free samples? Maybe new colors they haven't tested yet. I wonder what a Spectrum Fuchsia would taste like.
Spectrum Distillery. Or Distillery, enter here. Okay.